Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another exciting episode of CS:GO News. As always, not going to waste your time. Let's get right into it. And first off, an absolutely huge CS:GO News today. We do have the possible return of Braxton Pierce. You guys may better know him as Swag, the former iBuyPower team player. If you guys have not heard about the iBuyPower scandal, it happened last year in January of 2015. One of the most notorious setup scandals and fixed matches of all time. The iBuyPower scandal there. He was a part of that iBuyPower squad that did get permanent bans. Now, it wasn't until recently that Swag tweeted out this a couple weeks ago, or actually not too long ago, saying that something big was coming soon, and that something big came just last night when Jason Lake, the CEO of Complexity, actually tweeted out this, and it was a directed letter towards the one man himself, Gabe Newell. As you guys probably know him more often, GABEN. He directed this letter towards him personally speaking for Braxton Pierce out against this scandal and hopefully getting Braxton Pierce back into competitive play for CSGO. And this was absolutely huge CSGO news. So if I did speak that way too fast, Jason Lake is actually the CEO of Complexity. A lot of you guys have actually heard about this in the news in the past few weeks. Complexity, one of those teams that's requiring P1 athletic visas for their team very, very frequently. And now he's speaking on Braxton Pierce's behalf. And to shine the light on that letter and basically sum it up for all of you, he was basically trying to say we need to have mercy on Braxton Pierce and redeem him of this permanent ban because he was very young, he was very influential, and he was peer pressured into the situation without knowing the full repercussions. And those are the main points of his letter, but very, very well spoken. Obviously, Jason Lake, a high up guy over there at Complexity, very well spoken legally, and he was speaking on behalf of Swag. So really, really good letter. Only problem I have with it, I'm not going to shine on any points here in particular, only problem I have is if they show mercy to this one player, Swag, this one individual player, it's going to be hard for them not to show mercy for the whole iBuyPower team. Obviously, you know, with varying degrees, they were all involved with this scandal, to which we can't really prove, you know, who was more involved than the other players. But if they do show mercy for Swag, they probably should show mercy for the entire team. Now, again, it's happened quite a long time ago, back in January of 2015. This also, I do have a bias here because I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, Jake, this shouldn't happen. They cheated, they got caught, they should not. They fixed a game, they got caught, they shouldn't come back. I do have a bias though, because it'd be really cool to see these players return. They have served their long sentence of permanent bans. A lot of them aren't even playing. Some of them have switched over to different games as well. So all the iBuyPower players and all the people involved in the scandal aren't necessarily still playing CSGO, but those that still are, a lot of them are NA players, which would really help the NA scene, which a lot of you guys know is struggling as of right now. So that's my personal opinion. I'd love to see them come back, but again, I am biased, so I can understand why you guys would not want them to come back, but that was still in huge CSGO news today. In other CSGO news, we do have Flipsid3 officially buying out the contract of former Gambit gaming player known as Waylander. A lot of you guys have heard that name tossed around a lot. He's been standing in for Flipsid3 for the past couple months after he left Gambit Gaming, but he'll make his official roster debut tomorrow night as Group E of Eleague premieres tomorrow night. That is Tuesday over there on TBS. So congrats to him. He's officially on the team, and good luck to Flipside. They might be playing with a better edge now that they have their official first 5 on the roster. So congrats to Flipsid3. But Group E of Eleague will premiere tomorrow night, and it will kick off with teams such as Echo Fox, Navi, Mouse Sports, and Flipside. Now, of those 4 teams, you guys can probably name the huge underdog and the huge favorite. The huge favorite will be Navi. That team coming out of there, obviously one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the world. Navi, the heavy favorite to win this group, but still with really, really great and mediocre teams as Flipside3 and Mouse Sports. Again, really good teams there. But of course, you guys know where this is heading. I was talking about NA struggles early on, and now we do have the NA team known as Echo Fox that will be the heavy underdog heading into this. And I say this because it's frankly just true. About the past year and a half or so, and especially the last few weeks and months, we've had some really big North American and American team struggles besides Luminosity Gaming, if a lot of you guys count them as an American team. North American wise, we've been really, really struggling to have any top tier talents, especially over the past year and a half or so. And a lot of you guys know this. Just previously last week, we had Group D of E-League. Fnatic went on to win that versus FaZe Clan. Other than those 2 teams, we had Dignitas, and the only North American team in that group was actually North American TSM team. They had Katie standing in for their youngest player, and one of their better players, Twist, although TSM did not represent North America very well, as they went on to go win 0 matches throughout the whole week of E-League Group D. Unfortunately, this continues on to this week. The only North American team in this group will be the North American team Echo Fox. As you guys know, general manager of that team is actually MoeTV. He's come up a lot in the news as of late. But pretty cool here because Echo Fox has a chance to represent us very well. They're definitely a heavy underdog in this group, facing off against Navi, Flipside, and Mouse Sports. But if they can come away with a few wins and best off TSM 0 wins last week, we're heading in the right direction. So high hopes for Echo Fox in this week of Group E. Also in some small news, actually MoeTV had an interview with Richard Lewis on his show. It was live streamed across everywhere last night. If you guys want to go check that out, hopefully I'll be linking it down below. If you guys can't find that, just Google Richard Lewis's show and you should be able to find the VOD of that. Apparently it went both ways. Mo made some really good points, he had some poor moments as well, but that was in some really cool news as well. Mo finally came out and did a live interview, so you can't argue with that. The man can stand up for himself. I heard the interview didn't go too well, but you guys have your own personal opinions, and feel free to go watch that. And very last in today's news, before I update you guys on the whole FaZe situation, which really blew up yesterday, we did have DreamHack Summer occurring this past weekend and actually ended today. It was an absolutely amazing series to watch, had great viewership on Twitch, and I really wasn't expecting this. I didn't really think much of DreamHack Summer until it came on. Some really great matches, some really great teams that showed up to play. I do want to really quickly shout out Epsilon and SK Gaming, who had plenty of chances to actually make it to the semifinals, and they really did almost pull it off, but did not make it. The group of semifinal teams actually came down to Godsent versus Immortals, and then we had Astralis versus NIP. So some really unlucky draws there for NIP and Astralis. The two top coming in teams actually played each other. So Astralis faced off against NIP. NIP took them down. Then we had Godsent versus Immortals, the former Tempo Storm team, who really did not perform too well in the actual opening rounds, the qualifying rounds, and quarterfinal rounds, but they really showed up to play here at the end and ended up being in the finals. It was Immortals versus NIP, and it was Immortals who actually sweeped NIP in a best-of-3 series 2-0. It was really crazy here because going into this, NIP being a heavy favorite, they had lost, I think, only one match throughout the whole entire DreamHack Summer, and they ended up losing the final 2-0 and losing those two matches as well. So crazy series to watch. DreamHack Summer was absolutely amazing. And lastly today, the part of the video a lot of you guys are probably here for, I wanted to state my situation with FaZe Clan right now. This will not be my official video coming back at them. I'm not going to necessarily come back to them. I will have a response video though with some amazing points that we made and evidence that will be shown. A lot of you guys had some real problems in my last video with lacking evidence, and I totally agree with you. Watching it back over, I lacked a lot of evidence. And then I realized that FaZe Rain on his official channel actually uploaded the response video. A lot of you guys watched that and came to my video, and I realized he had no evidence either, and it came down to a battle of word for word. Whose word are you going to believe more? And in that kind of battle, whether it's someone with, combined over 4 million subscribers and my channel with 60,000 subscribers, of course it's going to look like he won that battle. So I want you guys all to know that FaZe Rain's main points in the video that he didn't ever back up were these main points. He said two different things. At first he said Adapt was not paid for his video. Then he came back and said that he was paid for the video. He also said Adapt actually won $60,000. I want you guys to just know these are his main points. Then he also said everything that I said was false, and he said that 99% of the things I said were not true. These were either in personal messages or in his video. I have evidence for all this kind of stuff. I will be making a video concurring and conflicting with all those points and proving all those points I just said completely wrong with evidence and backing up later on this week. I cannot wait to release the video. It's not necessarily going to reveal anything surprising about FaZe Clan, but it's going to be a great video to open all of your guys' eyes to the real situation behind FaZe Clan and their tie to CSGO Wild. And again, I do have a lot of backing, I have a lot of evidence, screenshots, a lot of video proof that you guys will need, and hopefully you guys can take my word and my evidence over FaZe Rain's words, because he didn't prove anything. He didn't show you guys any evidence saying differently. I want you guys to know that. For right now, it's my word versus his. I'm about to bring evidence to the plate. Hope you guys all enjoy it. I cannot wait to release it. I really appreciate all the death threats on my Twitter though. FaZe Clan fanboys are very nice people. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I like you. I'll see you guys all tomorrow with the CSGO news video and later this week with the whole situation video. As always, remember, I like you. You know what's coming. Goodbye!